Maldives. Don't visit the Maldives until you know these 5 secrets. That $1,000 a night overwater bungalow you're dreaming of in the Maldives, it might just be the biggest travel mistake you make this year. And the worst part, the thing that could truly derail your trip isn't the price you see online. It's the one fee, the one detail, that can double the cost of your stay after you've already paid for everything. Most people see the turquoise water, the perfect sand, and they just click book. They've been sold a fantasy. But that fantasy leaves out the expensive and frustrating reality of what it actually takes to get to that paradise. The brochures don't tell you about the logistical headaches, the hidden rules, or the fact that there are 2 completely different versions of the Maldives, and choosing the wrong one can be a disaster. We're about to show you what's really going on. We're going to share the 5 critical secrets the travel agencies and glossy resort websites don't want you to know. Knowing these won't just save you from making huge mistakes. It'll unlock a side of these islands that very few travelers ever get to see. So before you spend a single dollar, you need to hear this. Section 1. Secret number 1. The transfer trap, your budget's black hole. All right, let's start with the biggest shock to your wallet. The transfer trap. This is the first mistake almost everyone makes, and it happens the second you book a resort without figuring out how you're physically going to get there. See, the Maldives isn't like landing in a city, grabbing a taxi, and being at your hotel in 20 minutes. The country is a spray of almost 1,200 islands scattered across the Indian Ocean. The main airport is on an island next to the capital Malé, but your resort, it's likely on its own private island, miles away, with nothing but water in between. You can't just drive there, so you have to take another ride. And this is where it gets crazy expensive. Your resort arranges this for you, and it's mandatory. You can't shop around for a better deal. You have 2 choices, depending on how far your resort is from the airport: a speedboat or a seaplane. Let's talk about the speedboat. If you've chosen a resort relatively close to the airport, you'll take a speedboat. Sounds simple, but these can be powerful boats, and the ride can be anything from a quick 15-minute hop to a bone-jarring 90-minute journey on the open ocean. The cost for this required ride, anywhere from $150 to over $800 per person round trip. Just let that sink in. For a family of 4, you could be looking at over $3,000 just for the boat ride to and from the airport. That's an entire vacation budget for some people, and it's a cost that's often buried in the fine print. But the seaplane is where the costs get truly astronomical. If your resort is farther out, you have to take a seaplane. Now, the flight itself is breathtaking. Taking off from the water and seeing the atolls from above is an unforgettable experience. But you pay for that view. A round-trip seaplane transfer usually costs between $500 and $900 per person. Some of the ultra-luxe resorts can even charge over $1,500 for this. Do the math again. For a couple, that's a potential $1,800 added to your bill before you've even had a cocktail. For a family, it could be an extra $4,000 or $5,000. And it's not just the money, it's the logistics. Seaplanes only fly during daylight from about 6 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. So if your international flight lands in Malé late in the afternoon or at night, you're stuck. You have to book a hotel near the airport and wait until the next morning. That means you lose a night at your expensive resort that you've already paid for, and you have to pay for an extra unplanned hotel. It's a logistical mess that catches so many people out. On top of that, these planes are small, hot, and have strict luggage limits, usually around 20 to 25 kilograms. If you're over, you're paying even more in fees. So, the secret isn't just that transfers are expensive, it's that they are a non-negotiable, complex, and shockingly high cost that has to be the first thing you research. Before you fall in love with a resort, find out its mandatory transfer costs. Add that to your budget to see the real price. If you want to save money, look for resorts closer to Malay to get a speedboat transfer. Understanding this one thing can literally save you thousands of dollars. Section 2. Secret number 2. The myth of the one Maldives. Choosing your reality. This second secret is the big one. It will shape your entire trip. When you picture the Maldives, you see a private villa on the water. It's an image that's been carefully sold to the world. But it's an illusion, because there isn't just one Maldives. There are two, existing in parallel universes, the resort island and the local island. And choosing the right one for you is the key. First, the resort island. This is the Maldives you see in magazines. Nearly every resort sits on its own private island. Once you're there, you're in a carefully controlled bubble for tourists. You can wear a bikini. You can order cocktails. You can eat at world-class restaurants. It's pure luxury and relaxation, designed to make you feel pampered. But it's totally isolated from the real Maldives. You could stay for a week and have no real contact with Maldivian culture besides the staff serving you. Now, let's talk about the other reality, the local island. This is where Maldivian people actually live. A few years ago, the government let locals open their own guest houses, creating a whole new way to see the country. Staying on a local island like Mafushi or Thulusdu is a different world. Instead of a $1,600 resort, you'll stay in a simple, clean guest house for maybe $60 a night. You'll eat at small local cafes, trying authentic Maldivian food for a few dollars. But here's the crucial difference. The Maldives is a conservative Muslim country. On local islands, you are a guest, and you must respect their culture. This means alcohol is completely forbidden. You can't buy it, drink it, or bring it. There's also a modest dress code. You need to cover your shoulders and knees when walking around. Swimwear is only for designated bikini beaches sectioned off for tourists. So, why choose this? Because this is where you find the real Maldives. You see kids playing soccer. You hear the call to prayer. You watch fishermen bring in their catch. You connect with the incredibly warm Maldivian people in a way that's impossible at a resort. The excursions, snorkeling, diving, visiting sandbanks are often the exact same ones the luxury resorts offer, but for a fraction of the price, led by local guides who know the waters better than anyone. So, do you want pampered luxury or an authentic cultural experience? Well, here's the real secret. You don't have to choose. The ultimate way to experience the Maldives is to do both. Start with a few nights on a local island. Have incredible, affordable adventures and immerse yourself in the culture. Then, for the last few nights, transfer to that dream resort. Get the Overwater villa, sip the fancy cocktails, and get pampered. By combining the two, you get the best of both worlds. You get authentic connection and postcard-perfect luxury. You leave with beautiful photos and a genuine understanding of this incredible country. Section 3. Secret number 3. Deconstructing all-inclusive. The fine print trap. You're looking at resorts and you see those two magic words. All-inclusive. Sounds perfect, right? One price, no stress. But in the Maldives, all-inclusive is one of the most misleading phrases out there, and falling for it is a huge mistake. The third secret is that what's not included can cost you a fortune. The problem is that almost everything in the Maldives has to be imported, which makes it all wildly expensive. A bottle of water can be $10. A glass of wine, $25. A single dinner can cost hundreds. So, an all-inclusive plan seems like the obvious choice, and the resorts know this. But the basic all-inclusive package is often very limited. Sure, your 3 meals are included, but usually only at the main buffet restaurant. Your resort might have 7 amazing restaurants, but your package only gets you into one of them. Want to try the romantic Overwater seafood grill? That'll be extra. It's the same with drinks. A standard plan includes sodas and a few house brand liquors. That means the cheapest beer, a generic wine, and basic spirits. Want a good gin? Extra. A freshly squeezed juice instead of one from a carton. Extra. A barista-made cappuccino. You guessed it. Extra. Even the minibar in your expensive villa is often not included. And the biggest hidden cost? Activities. You might get a free kayak, but what about the things you came for? The guided snorkeling trip with manta rays. That's an excursion, and it costs extra. Scuba diving. Definitely extra. A sunset dolphin cruise. Extra. So, how do you avoid this trap? You have to become a detective before you book. Ignore the all-inclusive headline and find the document with the specific details. Every good resort will have a PDF you can check. Read every single line. See which restaurants are included. Check the beverage list. Does it say house brands or premium spirits? Many resorts now offer a premium all-inclusive plan. It costs more upfront, but it often includes multiple restaurants, better drinks, and even an excursion or two, which can be a much better value. Do the math. If you're not a big drinker, a full board, meals only, or half board, breakfast and dinner, plan might be way cheaper. You can just buy your few drinks and still come out ahead. Don't be afraid to email the resort and ask direct questions. Their answers will tell you everything you need to know. We're about to get into the last 2 secrets, and these are the ones that separate the average tourist from a savvy traveler. If this is already changing how you're thinking about your trip, do me a quick favor and hit that subscribe button. I'm curious. Let me know in the comments below. Which of these secrets has surprised you the most? The transfer costs, the 2 different Maldives, or the all-inclusive myth? Let me know. Okay, on to the next secret. Section 4. Secret number 4. You're staring at the wrong blue. Beyond the bungalow. This next secret might sound crazy, especially since every photo of the Maldives is of an overwater bungalow. The dream is to walk onto your private deck and climb down into a calm, turquoise lagoon. And while that's an amazing experience, the 4th secret is this. By focusing only on that bungalow, most people are staring at the wrong blue. They're missing the real magic of the Maldives. The living, breathing, underwater world just beyond the lagoon. The Overwater Villa is a marketing masterpiece. It's private and incredibly photogenic. But after a day or two, the novelty can fade. You're looking at the same patch of calm, shallow water. And critically, the house reef, the coral right off the island, can be a huge letdown depending on the resort. Some were built on islands with amazing reefs. Others have reefs that are damaged or lifeless. You could be paying thousands a night for a villa with a front row seat to a mediocre underwater view. Meanwhile, the real treasures, the world-class experiences, are happening somewhere else. And you need a boat to get to them. Let's talk about what you could be missing. First, the Ba Atoll, a UNESCO Biosphere Reserve. In this atoll is a place called Hanifaru Bay. From May to November, this bay becomes the world's largest feeding spot for manta rays. We're not talking 1 or 2. We're talking about swimming with dozens, sometimes over 100, of these gentle giants as they glide through the water. It's a truly life-changing wildlife encounter. Then, there's the South Ari Atoll, one of the few places on Earth where you can swim with whale sharks all year round. These are the biggest fish in the ocean. Swimming alongside one is an experience that will stick with you forever. Again, you can't do this from your bungalow. You need an excursion with expert guides. For divers, the Maldives is legendary. Beyond the house reefs are channels called kondus and underwater pinnacles called thelas. These are highways for marine life. You can drift dive past schools of eagle rays, dozens of sharks, massive tuna and turtles. The sheer amount of life is staggering. So, the secret is to shift your priorities. Instead of picking a resort based on how pretty the villa is, choose it based on its location and the quality of its dive center. If you want to see whale sharks, book a resort in the Ari Atoll. If you dream of swimming with manta rays, you have to be in or near the Ba Atoll during the right season. Before you book, research the resort's house reef. Read recent reviews from divers. A great resort will proudly advertise its proximity to famous dive sites and may even have a marine biologist on staff. The Overwater Bungalow is a wonderful luxury, but it's just a room. The soul of the Maldives is in the deeper blue. Prioritizing access to that world is the difference between a beautiful vacation and an unforgettable adventure. Section 5. Secret number 5. The unspoken rules. Respect beyond the resort walls. The final secret is about the gap between being a tourist and being a thoughtful traveler. You've figured out the transfers. You know about the two realities. You've decoded the meal plans. But there's one more thing: understanding and respecting the rules of Maldivian culture. The mistake is assuming the resort bubble is the real world. It's not. The Maldives is a proud and devout Islamic nation, and stepping outside the resort without understanding that can be awkward and disrespectful. On your private resort island, life is tailored to you. But the moment you step onto a local island, for a day trip or a guest house stay, you are a guest in their home. The most immediate thing is the dress code. On local islands, modesty is important. For women, this means covering your shoulders and knees in public. A t-shirt and a skirt or pants past the knee is perfect. For men, a shirt and regular shorts are respectful. Walking around a local village in your swimwear is highly offensive. As we mentioned, swimwear is only for the bikini beaches. This isn't a suggestion. It's about respect. Next is alcohol and pork. As an Islamic state, these are prohibited for the local population. Resorts have a special license, but that license does not apply to local islands. You cannot buy alcohol there, and you absolutely must not bring it with you. Doing so is not just disrespectful, it's against the law. It's also critical to know the country's entry laws. For example, as of 2025, entry to the Maldives is not granted to travelers holding Israeli passports. Be mindful of your public behavior. Obvious displays of affection are considered inappropriate on local islands. Holding hands is generally okay, but it's best to be discreet. You should also be aware of prayer times, which happen 5 times a day. Some shops might close briefly, especially on Fridays. It's a central part of daily life, so just be patient. A few simple gestures go a long way. The traditional greeting is As-salam alaikum. While a simple hello is fine, learning this one phrase shows incredible respect. When giving or receiving things, try to use your right hand. And always ask for permission before taking someone's picture. This isn't meant to be a warning. It's an invitation. An invitation to see the culture as part of the beauty of the destination. Following these simple rules enriches your experience. It allows you to move between the two worlds of the Maldives with confidence and respect, and you'll be met with incredible warmth and hospitality from the Maldivian people. Conclusion. So, there you have it. The 5 secrets to visiting the Maldives. It's knowing the real cost is hidden in the transfers. It's choosing between the resort bubble and the authentic local island. Or even better, combining them. It's looking past the all-inclusive trap. It's realizing the best views are in the deep blue, with some of the world's most incredible marine life. And finally, it's about embracing the local culture with respect. The Maldives can absolutely be the trip of a lifetime. It's a place of stunning natural beauty, but it can also be a frustrating and expensive mistake if you go in unprepared. Now, you can look past the perfect pictures and plan a trip that's not just beautiful, but smart, authentic, and truly unforgettable. Travel safe and travel smart. We hope these secrets help you on your way. Now we want to hear from you. Have you ever been to the Maldives and have a secret of your own to share? Or is it still on your bucket list? Let us know in the comments section below. And if you found this guide helpful, do us a huge favor and hit that like button. It really helps the channel out. For more travel secrets that save you money and help you see the world in a new way, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss what's next. Thanks for watching.